Matthew 6:33 says, "But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." This powerful verse speaks of a fundamental truth. When we prioritize God above all else, everything else falls into place. It's a promise that when we seek God's guidance and purpose, our needs will be met. This means that our worries and anxieties can be laid to rest. This isn't about neglecting our responsibilities. It's about understanding that our efforts are more fruitful when aligned with divine purpose. It's about shifting our focus from worldly concerns to spiritual priorities. It's about trusting that God will provide as we seek His will. This trust brings peace and clarity. Many of us get caught up in the worries of this world. We often find ourselves overwhelmed by the demands of daily life. We chase after material possessions, success, and recognition, thinking they will bring us happiness. But true fulfillment, lasting joy, comes from a deeper place. It comes from a connection with the divine. It comes from aligning our hearts with God's purpose for our lives. This alignment brings a sense of peace and direction. When we make Him our top priority, our perspective changes. We start to see life through a lens of faith and hope. We begin to see the bigger picture, understanding that our lives are part of a greater plan. Life is full of challenges, and each day brings its own set of trials and tribulations. We face uncertainties, anxieties, and the constant pressure to keep up with the fast-paced world around us. It's easy to get bogged down by worry, feeling overwhelmed by the demands of life. But Matthew 6:33 offers a liberating truth that can transform our perspective. When we seek God first, we don't have to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. God cares for us deeply and intimately. He knows our needs before we even ask, and He is always ready to provide. This doesn't mean we sit back and do nothing, expecting everything to fall into place. It means we approach our responsibilities with a different mindset, one of trust and faith. We work diligently, knowing that God is our provider and sustainer. We trust that He will open doors and make a way, even when the path seems unclear. This promise isn't about becoming instantly wealthy or having all our desires met. It's about aligning our priorities with God's heart, finding peace in His plan, and trusting in His provision. Seeking God's kingdom isn't just about going to church or reading the Bible. It's about actively pursuing a life that reflects His character. It's about making choices that are pleasing to Him. Righteousness, in this context, means striving to live a life of integrity, compassion, and love. When we align ourselves with God's righteousness, we become vessels of His love and grace. This doesn't mean we become perfect overnight. We're all on a journey of growth. It's about taking steps each day to become more like Christ. It's about letting His love transform us from the inside out. The world tells us that happiness comes from possessions and achievements. But true peace, the kind that surpasses all understanding, comes from knowing God. It comes from experiencing His love and grace in our lives. When our focus is on Him, our hearts are filled with a joy that can't be shaken by circumstances. This peace doesn't mean our problems disappear. It means we face them with a different perspective. We have the assurance that God is with us, guiding our steps. This peace allows us to rest in His presence, knowing that He is in control. It's a peace that transcends our circumstances. We were each created with a unique purpose. God has a plan for our lives, a plan far greater than we can imagine. When we seek Him first, we open ourselves up to discovering that plan. We begin to see the world through His eyes, recognizing the opportunities He's placed before us. This isn't always an easy journey. It requires faith, courage, and a willingness to step outside of our comfort zones. But the rewards are immeasurable. When we align our lives with God's plan, we experience a sense of fulfillment that nothing else can match. Matthew 6:33 isn't just a verse to memorize, it's a guiding principle for our lives. It's an invitation to live a life of faith and dependence on God, a call to align our priorities with His. It's a call to trust that when we seek Him first, He will provide for our needs, both seen and unseen. When we live with this kind of confidence, fear loses its grip. We become more resilient and courageous. We're free to pursue our passions, serve others, and make a difference in the world. Our actions become a reflection of our faith. This doesn't mean we won't face challenges. Life is full of ups and downs, but it does mean we face them with the assurance that God is on our side, guiding us through every storm. We can approach each day with hope, knowing that we are loved, guided, and empowered by the Creator of the universe. His love is our strength. Let's choose to live each day seeking His kingdom first, trusting that all these things will be added to us. In doing so, we find true peace and fulfillment.